Hello friends, today we'll look into loops in C. What are the different loop statements provided by C Turbo C language for our use. Before going into that, one thing I just want to make you all clear. Loops in C is completely different from loops in other languages. Every language has their own syntax, own grammar, we have to follow all the syntaxes, all the rules that is there for each of the language. So whenever we are learning any computer programming language, we must be ensure that we are following all the guidelines that is there in that particular language. Now, this series is all about loops in Turbo C or loops in C. Might be in GCC compiler or might be in Turbo C compiler. Doesn't matter. Now, one thing you definitely agree with me. Loops are the statements where we can execute a group of statement. We can execute a group of statement, or sometimes maybe a single statement. Depends what exactly you want to execute. Group of statements until the condition will give non-zero values. Don't ever tell like the condition is true, because in C there is no constant, no constant there for boolean type like true and false. It will be either 0 or non-zero. If you know this, that's fine. Otherwise, please make sure you know this. If it produces a non-zero value, we are treating this one as true. If it produces a 0 exactly, we are treating this as false. So what this particular statement says, this particular line says we can execute a group of statement until a condition, this particular condition gives me continuous value, that is non-zero value. If it produces give me a 0 value, that loop will be terminated, right? And we have different types of loops in C. We'll be looking into that. One loop is called as pre-test loop, and the second loop is called as post-test loop. We'll discuss about this too. What exactly pre-test and what exactly post-test is? Remember, in pre-test, one thing is sure, one thing is there. First, the conditions are evaluated. No doubt, the first statement is initialization, that is there in pre, that is also there in post, that is common to all. First, if we'll go back and we'll start from the initial thing, first the initialization will be done if it is there. I repeat, first the initialization will be done if it is there. Number two, the condition is checked. If the condition produce me a non-zero value, then it will be entering into the loop, or the statements under the loop will be executed. Then after the completion of all the statements in the body of the loop, then again it goes back to the condition, and this particular step is repeated only this particular condition gives me a 0 value. This is with pre-test. One thing I want to make you clear. Pre-test loop is a kind of loop where the statements are executed only if it will give me a non-zero value. It will give me a non-zero value. If it gives me a 0 value, the statement will not be executed, right? Say for example, we'll look at the example. What about post-test loop? In post-test loop, the conditions are always present at the end of the block. Suppose this is the block, at the end of the block the conditions are present. So how this will be executed? This will be executed in some different format. Like first step, initialization will be done, that's there. Then the statement of the loop, I repeat, the statement of the loop will be executed, number 2. Second step. Third step, the condition will be evaluated. Now, if the condition will be non-zero again, it will go to here. Otherwise, it will be following the next statement. That means in the discussion, you clearly sense कि even if this condition is true or false, even if this will give me 0 or non-zero, this particular body will be executed at least once. Could you able to understand this point or not? I hope you can understand. If not, let us go for some more examples, some more statements. Like we are talking about the post-test loop. In post-test loops, what happens? Suppose let me write like n equals to 1. There is a post-test loop. We'll discuss this one further, don't worry. I'm writing printf percentage d followed by n. No problem at all. Then I'm writing n plus plus, right? Here, while n less than equals to 0. Let us look at the body of the loop first. In other loop, in the pre-test loop, what we are doing, we are writing while, then condition followed by the body of the loop. Here, what we are doing, we are writing the condition at the end of the loop. At the end of the loop. Here, at the beginning of the loop. What is the difference? The condition will be checked. If it is true, then it is going into the loop. In the second one, for the first time it will be executed if the condition will be true. The second time, third time it is going on executed. But in pre-test loop, even the condition is false for the first time, the entire one will not be executed. This is the difference between a pre-test loop and a post-test loop. Let us see the entire one by some example. Suppose I am writing something like this. You know, I think all of you might know about the pre-test loop. Suppose I am writing I equals to 1 here. Now, listen very carefully. I is equal to 1. I am writing while I less than equal to 10. Now, sorry, less than equal to 12 or 20, whatever. 20. Now, what I am doing is, see, I am printing it printf percentage d followed by I. I think this is okay with all of you. This is okay with all of you. I think that there should not be any problem. And as the incremental part, I am writing I plus plus. No problem at all. This is the simple thing that you are acquainted with. I equals to 10. For the first time, it is executed. Second, this one will be executed. Now, I less than 20, it will give me true value. That means 1. It will give me 1. So, since it is 1, this one will be printed. That is value 10 will be printed. Again, this will be incremented. And this one will go on like I'll get from 10 to 20 all the numbers, right? Okay. Now, tell me, if, listen very carefully, if I am writing, this is I am writing suppose 30. Now, look at here. I have written I equals to 30. Now, does this statement holds good? Either it is true or false. Now, completely say this particular one will give me a value called as 0. 0 means what? 0 means false itself. Clear? 0 means false itself. That means what will be the output of this particular program? This particular program will never give me any output, because this can only be executed only if the value will be 1. Since it gives me 0, it cannot able to run any part of the program. I repeat, please look into this. I have started with I is equal to 30. Fine. Second one, what it will give me, this will be true or false. You can easily say, sir, this is false, because it will give me 0. And in that scenario, this particular statement will not be executed. Keep this in mind. Keep this particular thing in mind. We were calling this one as pre-test. Why pre-test? Because test will be done first, then statements will be executed. I repeat, test will be done first, then the things will be executed. In the same scenario, if I am writing a post-test loop, remember do while is a post-test loop. Suppose I am writing I is equal to 30 here. I is equal to 30 here. Then I am writing something like this. Look at the syntax, what I am writing. I am writing I is less than equal to 20, right? And after then you need to put a semicolon there. That is the rule for writing a do while statement in C. I am writing percentage d followed by I, right? Again, I am writing I plus plus. No problem at all. Now, look at this particular syntax. Let me take both of them into a single screen. That will be easier for us to understand. Now, there are two things. One, a pre-test loop. Second one, a post-test loop. Let us see the difference. The first difference is, in the pre-test loop, the condition is there at the top of the loop. Here, the condition is present at the end of the loop. First thing. Second difference is you need a semicolon after this, but here you don't need a semicolon. In case by chance you put a semicolon here, this will be treated as a this will be treated as a infinite loop, or this all it will be treated as a loop with a not infinite loop. This will be treated as a loop without any statement, right? So don't do that. So here semicolon at the end of the condition is mandatory. Here it is not mandatory. This is completely depend upon the programmer if he or she wants to write that one or not. Done. Second difference. Third difference. Coming to the third difference regarding the working. How it works? The pre-test loop will, listen to my words very carefully. The pre-test loop will be work only if this particular condition is holding good. If this is not holding true, the statement will not be executed. Nothing beyond that. It will just group the loop of the state body of the loop will be executed only if the conditions are true, and it will go on continuing till it is true. This is for pre-test loop, right? For post-test loop, listen very carefully. The first time this one will be executed. Second, the statement will be executed. Remember, while executing the statement for the first time, no conditions will be checked because the condition is present at the bottom of the loop. So for the first time, the loop body of the loop will be executed 100% pakka, no, without any doubt, right? The major difference is, doesn't matter whether the condition will be true or false, doesn't matter. This particular loop will be definitely executed for once, 100%. But here no guarantee that this loop will executed for one or twice. For once you can't say, but here in the post-test loop, it will be executed for once, that's for sure, without, regardless of the condition, right? Again we go back. This is one. Now this one will be executed, number 2 for the first time. Then this is third. If after reaching at the third step, if this will be true, then it will go back to this, otherwise not. So the conclusions are, for post-test loop, the conclusion are, the statement present inside the body of the loop, I repeat, the statement present inside the body of the loop will be executed once minimum. Minimum it will be executed for once, right? And maximum, that purely depends upon the condition. But minimum 100% pakka one, regardless of condition is true, condition is false, whatever it is. But when I'm coming to a pre-test loop says it, you cannot guarantee it will be executed for once. Maybe, may not be. That purely depends on this particular condition. If the condition is true, this will be executed. If the condition is false, this cannot be executed. I think you got the clarity, right? Now let us see that same, let us have some more example about this pre-test and post. I think you got the difference. Now let us see more examples on that. Suppose I am writing one here. Now I am writing also one here. Is there any difference? Is there any difference between these two now? Whether they both are going to go give me the same result or different result? Let us see. Let us evaluate this one. First of all, for the first step, I will be 1. So definitely first step, value of I is 1. Now this one will hold true. Fine. Second, this one will be printed. So finally I am getting 1 as a print. When coming to this point, the value of I will be 2 in the second step. This condition will holds good, and what it will do, it will again print 2. So again the same thing will continue till it reaches at 20. When it is reaches at 20, then this will be come out of the loop, right? This is with pre-test loop. Come down to the post-test loop. Now I have started with, suppose I'm wrongly written 10 here. Let me write 1. So it starts with 1. Regardless of the condition, first 1 will be printed. Immediately 1 will be printed. Next, I plus plus means what will be there? I will be converted into 2. Now it will check for condition. Now 2 is less than 20. True or false? true. Since it is true, now it will be going back to this point. 2 will be printed. Now I will be 3. Now next this will be compared. Now it will go on. Same result will be there. No, nothing, no difference at all. So in this case, pre-test and post-test are producing same result. That doesn't mean these two loops will produce same result at all the times. Suppose let me write something else as I shared with you. Suppose I am writing 30 here and same I am writing 30 here. Now tell me what is going to happen. Now I is equals to 30. Now tell me whether this is true or false. You will say, sir, 100% pakka, this is false. 0. So what will be printed? Nothing. Nothing will be printed. So this is the output. This is the output of the pre-test. Now what about post-test? Let us see. In post-test, the same I have taken I is equal to 30, no problem at all. Next, what will be there? For the first time, definitely 1 will be printed. Right? After this one, I will be incremented to 2. Now the question is, I will be incremented to 31. Now the question is whether 31 is less than equal to 30. 31 is less than equal to 30. True or false? False. Right? Since it is false, no more statements will be executed. Since the condition is false, it is coming out of the loop. Right? So the difference is in the pre-test, nothing will be printed, but in the post-test, 1 will be printed. Why 1 will be printed? We have already discussed. Even if the condition is true or false, minimum one time this loop will be executed. No one can say this loop will not going to be executed for any time. But the right thing is it will be executed for once. That's for sure. Let's check out that one in the C editor. Because at all the times I have already said with you, please believe your C compiler, do not believe me, right? Let's go through. So what we'll do, we'll go for both the loops. I'm writing here I equals to 30. You might go with while, you might go with for, doesn't matter what you want to go with. I'm writing A equals to, let's say, 20. Then let us go for while loop, and what I'll do, we'll print it here, printf %d followed by I, right? And what we'll do is we'll write I++, no problem at all. Similarly, what we'll do, let me copy this one so that, no, doesn't matter. Let me write that up. The next time, suppose I'm writing here printf output of post-test loop. Post-test loop, right? So what I'll do here, again, let us write I equals to 30. We are going for the syntax. Look at the syntax. How do I write it? It's do and followed by while. In while, the same condition I want to put. The same condition I want to put that I put in pre-test loop, right? Now, here I am writing printf, or what we can do, we can copy these two statements. Let's copy this block. Control K C. Yeah, it's done. Now let us look at, suppose copy this first statement so that it will be pretty clear from that point of time key which one is the output of pre-test loop and which one is the output of post-test loop. This is pre-test, and we can go for a /n here so that it will come to the next line. Let it be. If you want to give a space, you can also give a space here. We can also provide a space here, no problem at all. Now let's see what happens. Alt F9, success, Control F9, fine, go for Alt F5. See, the output of pre-test loop is nothing, is blank, is completely nothing. And the output of post-test loop is says 30, right? Now we can clearly say, since 30 is less than 20 is false, so this particular one won't get printed. But in post-test loop, 30, same condition, but for the first time it is printed, because regardless of the condition, it will be printed 100% pakka, no problem at all. No problem at all, right? And make sure this particular loop, the users of this particular loop is very, very limited. Very, very limited. But The uses of for and while, we are use it quite frequently, right? The only difference between these two is, in working procedure, the while loop or the pre-test loop will execute only if the conditions are true, but the post-test loop will execute minimum once, then it will behave like the normal loop. That is the only difference, right? Make sure you understand all that, all those points. And by mistake, if you are not writing this semicolon here, 100% your compiler will give you an error message. See what it says? Do while statement missing semicolon. And also similarly, if you forget to write this do, again you are going again. See, if by mistake, if you are not writing that do loop, what will happen? You will find, this is a very interesting story. Now this particular while will be treated as a loop without body, and these two statement does not belongs to any loop. Now can somebody tell me what will be the output of this one now? I was 30 and this loop will not continue. So same output will be there that we were getting previously. But that this is not a pre-test loop, this is not a post-test loop. The first one is pre-test, that's fine, but second one is not post-test. Second one is while only. This is while only. By mistake, if I am writing 50 here, can anybody tell me what will be the output? Can anybody tell me what will be the output? Yes, I think some of you got right. The output will be, it will go for an infinite loop, because I is equal to 30 here. I have checked for I less than equal to 30. Don't forget, this is not a pre-test loop, this is a post-test loop, because for this while there is no do. It is while loop only, and all the while loops are pre-test loop, not post-test loop. Only if I write a do here, now it will be treated as do while loop. Make sure you understand this particular point. Now if I compile this one, compile success. If I'll execute this one, it will fall to an infinite loop. It will go on, it will print nothing from the first loop. It will print 130 in the second, then it will hold. It will halt, because now the loop is going on and on and on and on. It will not coming out. We need to break it. We need to control break it, otherwise it won't get finished. So what I have to do is, I have to forcefully close this one. Close this window. We don't have any option. We need to close that. Control C. If this doesn't work, you have to do like this, because we are using a DOSBox editor, right? Now, what was the file name? It was demo loop, right? Understand this one very, very thoroughly and very clearly, right? But if I am writing do here, now how many times what exactly the output I'm going to get here? I'll get the output from 30 to 50. No problem at all. No problem at all. Right? So now make sure this do and while, if you are not putting any semicolon here, definitely your compiler will give you an error. If you are not writing, if you are removing this do from here, remember there will be a problem. And if you remove this while, now it will say do present without a while. So do definitely have a while with it. Without while, you cannot write any do statement, but without do, you can write some while statement. But that while statement will be a pre-test loop. That's not a post-test loop. I hope you all are clear about this point, right? Okay. Now, two things are pretty clear as per the discussion. As per we are discussing, one is a pre-test and second one is a post-test, right? Now, let us look different aspects of it. Like break is a statement, break and continue are both the statements which are working in pre-test. Also those are working in post-test. Right? In the interview room, if the interviewer is asking you about the difference between these two, you can differentiate in two formats. First, make sure you understand the writing procedure of pre-test and the writing procedure of post-test. The writing procedure pre-test is the condition will be there at the beginning of the loop. In the post-test, the condition will be there at the end of the loop. And every conditional statement definitely should not be terminated with a semicolon. means semicolon in the pre-test loop in the conditional part is optional. If you can specify, but that is purely optional. But in the post-test loop, this is mandate. You have to give it. Otherwise your compiler will give you definitely 100% pakka error message, right? Okay. Next, about the working. Regarding the working, the major difference between pre-test and post-test is only one. That is for the first time. If for the first time we are running the post-test loop, regardless of the condition is true or false, all the statements will be executed for once. This is the only difference. Otherwise, after the first step, remaining are same for the pre-test loop. That means you can say, if you want to remember, you can say post-test loops behavior, this is post-test, is equals to step 1 plus behavior of pre-test. This is the difference between pre and post. Step 1 means first step will definitely execute the body of the post-test. Keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. Otherwise, remaining all are same as pre-test, post-test, both are same, but both are differ in one step, that is in the first step. Otherwise, remaining all are same. Right? This is all about the concept pre-test and post-test. Thank you all for joining. Maybe if time permits, in some other video, we'll discuss some other part. Thank you.